I gave my daughter a house, but when I got there she was crying. His family had moved in. The phone rang at 5:12 a.m., that fragile hour when night hasn't quite let go and morning hasn't yet arrived. I remember the time because my life split cleanly into a before and an after at that exact minute. "Mom," my daughter whispered, not cried, not screamed, whispered like the walls were listening. "Can you come?" That was all she said before the line went dead. I sat on the edge of my bed, the room cold, the silence loud. Mothers learn the difference between inconvenience and danger, between drama and despair. This was despair. I pulled on yesterday's clothes, grabbed my keys, and drove through the dark with one thought pounding louder than my heartbeat. I gave her that house to protect her. How could she be unsafe there? The gift. 2 years earlier, I had handed my daughter the keys with shaking hands and a brave smile. The house wasn't fancy. A modest 3-bedroom place at the edge of town with a small garden and a creaky porch that sang under your feet, but it was solid, safe, hers. I had bought it after her wedding. "You don't have to," she said, eyes wide, fingers wrapped around the keys as if they might disappear. "We'll manage." "I know," I replied, "that's why I'm doing it." I didn't say the rest out loud, because love shouldn't come with a landlord, because a woman should always have a door she can close and know it belongs to her. Her husband Daniel smiled politely, thanked me, called me generous. He was always polite, too polite, the kind of politeness that never quite lets you in. At the time, I ignored the tightness in my chest. Early warnings. The first sign came 6 months later. "They're just staying a few weeks," my daughter said over lunch, stirring her soup without eating. "Daniel's parents, there's some renovation going on at their place." "Did you agree to that?" I asked carefully. She hesitated. Daniel said it would be easier this way. Easier for whom, I wondered, but I said nothing. Marriage teaches compromises, or so we're told. A few weeks stretched into 2 months, then 3. When I visited, I noticed changes. Shoes by the door that weren't hers, cabinets rearranged, the guest room locked, not for guests apparently, but claimed. Her mother-in-law corrected her in front of me. Her father-in-law occupied the living room like a throne, remote in hand, news blaring. My daughter grew quieter. "Are you okay?" I asked once, washing dishes beside her. She smiled too quickly. "Of course, Mom." I wanted to believe her. The call. Now, driving through the dawn, belief felt like a luxury I could no longer afford. When I pulled into the driveway, my heart dropped. The garden I'd planted with her, roses and basil and mint, was trampled. 2 unfamiliar cars filled the drive, laundry hung from the porch railing. The front door stood open. Inside, the house felt occupied, not lived in, taken. Voices echoed from the living room. Laughter, a TV blaring, the smell of strong tea and fried onions clung to the air. And then I saw her. My daughter sat on the stairs, knees pulled to her chest, face streaked with tears. She looked smaller than I remembered, like the world had pressed in on her from all sides. I dropped my bag and knelt in front of her. "What happened?" She shook her head, tears spilling faster. "They moved in, Mom, all of them." "All of them?" "His brother, his sister-in-law, their kids, they said it's temporary." She laughed, a broken sound. "Everything is temporary when it's happening to someone else." The truth unfolds. We sat at the kitchen table, the same table I had bought for her as a housewarming gift. She spoke in fragments, as if saying it all at once might shatter her. Daniel had told her his brother was struggling, lost his job, needed help. "They didn't ask," she said, "they informed me." Her mother-in-law moved her spices. Her sister-in-law moved into the master bedroom because it's bigger. The children took over the second bedroom, leaving my daughter and Daniel squeezed into what was once an office. "And Daniel?" I asked quietly. She stared at her hands. "He says I'm being selfish, that family helps family." I felt something inside me go very still. "What about you?" I asked. "Your family too?" She looked up, eyes red and searching. "I don't think he sees it that way." Confrontation. Daniel walked in mid-sentence, surprised to see me. "Mom," he said, smiling, "didn't expect you so early." "Neither did I," replied, "yet here we are." We stood in the kitchen, the hum of the refrigerator loud between us. "This house," I said slowly, "belongs to my daughter." He frowned. "It's our marital home." No, I corrected. It's a gift to her in her name. His smile thinned. Family doesn't keep score. I leaned forward. Family doesn't erase someone either. He bristled. You're interfering. I'm protecting, I said, something you promised to do. His mother appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. We are guests here, she said. Your daughter should be grateful to have such a close family. My daughter flinched at the word guests. I stood up straighter. Guests don't take over bedrooms, guests don't silence the homeowner, guests don't stay without consent. Silence fell heavy and uncomfortable. The breaking point. That night my daughter slept in my hotel room. She cried until her body shook, until years of swallowed words spilled out. I feel invisible, she said, like I disappeared in my own life. The next morning, I made a decision I should have made sooner. I called my lawyer. By noon, the paperwork was clear. The house was legally hers, no marital claim, no shared ownership, no loopholes. That afternoon, we returned together. I gathered everyone in the living room. This house, I said calmly, was given to my daughter. She has the right to decide who lives here. Daniel's brother protested. His mother scolded. Daniel accused me of tearing the family apart. I looked at my daughter. What do you want? I asked. She stood up, her voice trembled, but it didn't break. I want my home back. The room erupted, accusations flew, tears, anger. But something else happened too. My daughter breathed for the first time in months. Aftermath. They left within a week. Daniel stayed at first, apologized, promised change. But promises without action are just words dressed nicely. 3 months later, my daughter filed for separation. I don't hate him, she told me one evening as we replanted the garden, but I lost myself trying to keep everyone else comfortable. The house felt different then, lighter, like it remembered who it belonged to. She painted the walls a soft green, bought new curtains, laughed again, real laughter, the kind that fills rooms. Sometimes I stayed over. We drank tea on the porch and watched the sun set. I thought giving me the house would fix everything, she said once. I smiled sadly, I thought so too. The moral. Love should never require erasure. A gift given with care can still be misused if boundaries aren't protected. Family isn't about who occupies space, it's about who honors it. And empowerment isn't just providing shelter, it's standing firm when that shelter is threatened. I gave my daughter a house. But what she truly needed, and what we both learned, was the courage to claim it.